Hey there, so I want to talk about telomeres. So essentially it's how alive are you? How fast are the chromosomes shortening during your lifespan? And what can you do to keep them long and healthy? I had decided to read the book by Elizabeth Blackburn and Elisa Epple a few months ago, just see if it offered any new tips, health tips and tricks that I wasn't aware of, and just relay them on to you. It's interesting, a memory came up when I first was reading the book. And I was at my grandparents' house watching the TV. This was literally my moon landing moment. I mean, that's what it felt like. I was like, and I was looking around at my grandparents like, oh no, like they can't take advantage of this. This is terrible but great at the same time. And this was what, a decade or more ago. Literally, I felt like I was watching the moon landing. And they're just talking about the telomeres. And I was like, one day, this information is going to be very important. And I know in the future I'm going to be really excited about this. So I just came across the book and got it, read it. And it correlates so much with spiritual practices that literally there's not that much of a difference in what I share on these videos constantly, and what's good for you, what's been proven statistically by scientists, and with maybe the average person or people in different situations, what works. It's interesting, they found that doing it artificially might not necessarily be a good thing. So it's all about our practices or what we do on a daily basis. I was curious and wanting just to have some kind of test on those who have reached a very high spiritual level, because you're just so filled with this new type of energy that you never felt in your life. It's like this viscous substance. And I just wondered, man, this has to lengthen the telomere significantly. It just feels like every cell is encased in this bubble of yumminess that you don't get in just a typical average healthy lifestyle. It's a whole nother level. When you're doing spiritual practices, you add a whole new layer to your body, to your health, to your life, that, and I know because I was a runner for years. I ate raw foods and all this healthy stuff, but it wasn't until I started doing the spiritual work and adding that thick, viscous spiritual layer of awesomeness that I got that feeling. And you get this feeling, just this yummy feeling that's above any sense you could feel, any physical of the five physical senses. This goes way beyond, and it's much more powerful than the five physical senses. So I always wondered, as I was reading the book, how this affects our telomeres. I feel it must have an effect that maybe scientists have not yet gone into, or at least since, maybe they have since writing the book. Those at a high spiritual level and streaming this Amrita, these high feelings, this emanation from the heart, because it feels like a fluid going through your body. That's literally what it feels like. So I wonder the physiological effect on us with that streaming through you. I really enjoyed the dedication by Elisa Epple, who said, to Danny, who makes my cells happy. Because that's what it's all about, right? Being happy. Happiness is such a key factor in staying young. Choosing to see your challenges as something that is enjoyable. Two people can be in the same situation completely, but however one is reacting to energetically and emotionally to what's happening is going to have the biggest factor. So you have to just feel that joy in every moment. Being present, they spoke of feeling safe. Your circumstances are really important. If you're up at night thinking something's going to happen, that will help contribute to age. You want to feel like you're in a healthy environment, like we don't have some wild animal about to eat us in the middle of the night. Obviously raw foods, healthy foods are so important for us. Fasting, important. Surprise, surprise. I've never talked about that one, huh? You want to look good, you want to feel good your whole life and stay young, literally. Another thing is like feeling young, just feeling limitless. You don't need to feel like, oh no, it's I love birthdays. Some people are like, oh, another year older. But it's just a celebration. You have to look at it that way. Another thing I liked, when you have a stronger purpose in life, you're much younger. You will have more energy. I've realized that when you're really on this purpose and this mission, you can accomplish so much more. And I realized that when I was young, I just had this strong mentality and I was just so excited to do what I was here to do. And I would be like winning everything and always have all the school records, and I would just be like, yes, I'm here to do this. I know what I'm doing. Well, all the forces seem to support you when you're in that mission mentality, when you have that knowingness. When you're just lollygagging around, well, that's all, the energies are like, whoa, this person doesn't have much direction, so we're not going to feed this person, So you got to have strong will, strong sense of purpose, not one that destroys anyone in their path. That's not really what I mean. Like, mine is to serve, so it's to embrace everyone, to have enough energy to help feed all of these people in whatever way they're meant to be fed. One quote is, life shrinks or expands according to one's courage. Wow. How courageous are you? Do you have the courage to do what you're here to do? To live that purpose? To feel that calling? To go against the grain? We're not all meant, maybe none of us are even meant to go with the grain. Maybe we're all meant to go this way when everyone's going this way. Well, let's go this way and really advance ourselves. No one's done that before. No, you can't do that. Yep, we're doing it. Go. Let's go. Gotta have that courage. And not resist, not let temptation of social programming sway you. Nope. Must be strong. Apparently, that ties in with that life force and supports you. Leaders have that courage, so it makes sense that a leader who has this immense forward-moving momentum, this immense energy to carry all these people, because they're very courageous, they're very focused, and they're being supported by the unseen, in my opinion. Every day, waking up thankful to be alive. Not pissed off with the world. It's always the old geezers. My neighbor. And they look old. But there's some that are older and happy, and life, there's no gravity, apparently. There's no gravity for them. How much gravity do you want to have? It's your choice. So much of this aging factor is your choice. We have so many choices every day, each moment. You can be present or not. It's a choice. You have so much power in your choice. And they say lack of sleep shortens your telomeres. It's like a Jeff Foxworthy thing. Lack of sleep makes you crazy and old. My spiritual insight to add to this one, like when I meditate or when I'm in spiritual alignment, I get a lot less sleep. I just wake up in the middle of the night after 2 hours, charged and ready to go. So, in my opinion, that would lengthen. The spiritual practices will lengthen if you feel energized and great. When you're eating less, fasting, meditating, I think we can extend our life through more intense activities. Let's make these things normal. We'll get more and more youthful and energetic and happy and just be in that flow. One thing I thought of when I was reading this book was think like a cheerleader, look like a cheerleader. Hey, let's be peppy. Because they're always peppy. They're always optimistic. They're always happy. They look good. Think like a cheerleader. And be like one. So another thing is trauma. If we've had trauma in our lives, well, that's something we can't really go back and repair. But wait, you kind of can. So there's one practice that people do, and if this calls to me, I'll mention it to someone, is rewriting your history. And that literally does take an energetic load off of you. We're able to tap in to that storehouse and kind of remove the energy of it. And that's what I do for a living, is remove energies, and the results are amazing. It's a really awesome thing, and lots of people may be skeptic about it, but yet It's incredible, and there's always amazing results as long as someone is willing to remove the old energies. It literally has a strong effect, and they youthen, and they glow, and they shine, and people comment on them the next day. Wow, what happened? How do you look so amazing? Well, I had this energy session yesterday, and it was remote, and they start sounding crazy, but it works. So, sometimes people see me in the room with them. I mean, we have so many awesome proof experiences. I might send someone energy randomly one day, and my client is emailing me 2 minutes later, and I'm like, wow, they felt that. Yes, it's awesome. Getting the pixie dust download. Yeah, I mean, it's real, it's legit. And those less dense and who've worked on themselves will be the most receptive, those with the strongest knowingness about it, and those who are just on that frequency. You can push it away, you can repel it, you can block it, but I don't recommend that whatsoever. They said feeling social support. When you're in a leadership position, you'll both have people strongly against you and strongly for you. It's really interesting. And so sometimes people are afraid to go against the grain, but they forget, you know what, you're going to have people on your side as well eventually, and you're going to have social support. But you have to have the mentality to be like, well, no, even if I don't have social support, I'm still going for it. They said mind wandering is shortening. That makes sense. I mean, why are we meditating? To be focused, to have that focus, and that helps serve us to know where we're going, to have the forces support us and bring us to where we're meant to be going. I mean, none of this doesn't make sense. So if you have a distractible mind, and I know when I was a child I did, because I wanted to be outside, I didn't want to be here, I wanted to be there, I didn't want to be anywhere but in this militaristic school. So, which didn't care about happiness. So I think our spiritual vibration is so important to keeping our telomeres strong. When we have a low vibe, that's when we get cravings, that's when we get distracted and off our path, and that's when we start doing things we shouldn't be doing, or as the Christians call sin. I mean, that's just when, the lower your vibe, the lower your health, the shorter your telomeres. So raise your vibration, you'll be in alignment, you'll be led and guided to do the right things. You'll just be naturally like, hey, I want to do this, and it happens to be healthy for me. Happens to be spiritually healthy for me. Everything just kind of aligns. You're in the flow. Money's coming in, jobs are coming in, everything's coming in. You can always tell those who don't have the strong Amrita flow, the viscous spiritual energy. I shouldn't say viscous because it's lightning, but it feels as a viscous fluid, is those who are more robotic, monotone. There's no life. It's because they're going with the grain of what they've been molded and told to do, ignoring all of the extra energies they have access to, which is partly a source of feeding that is that general happiness, that choice, all these choices. It's all about the choices. The mental choices. You must be mentally strong, but not mentally strong as in you block all this out. You must encompass the joy and the happiness. Some people get that really confused. They take it to a negative level, and that will damage your telomeres. Don't be so strong that you're damaging yourself. Be strong in a positive sense and bubble out the love. Have the strength to bubble love, to breathe that love in and out, and do what you're here to do, and have that massive spiritual support. You're literally doing it all, and you're a whole human being, not this militaristic person cut off and who's aging much more quickly than they realize because of this mental choice to choose this merely only masculine way to live their life. You must realize what else can be encompassed to live a beautiful, healthy, attractive life, staying young and healthy. Another idea I had to stay youthful was, when we're spiritually aware, we're aware of how energetically connected we are to others. So we have our primary connections, we have our relationship, we have our kids, we may have our parents, we'll have our clients, we'll have our acquaintances, And we are very aware of when there's something wrong with one of those strings and they start feeding us bad energy. And you want to repair that, because what does that do? You'll get a pain in your head, a pain in your body. It doesn't feel good. It seems to impact your whole day. You're like, why? And you want to repair that connection. Hey, are you okay? What's wrong? Have I done something? Maintain very healthy relationships with everyone you know and everyone you're connected with, because that literally, when you're at a psychic level, an empathic level, that affects your body. And I have proof of this every day. Like 2 days ago, I was feeling very off, and I could feel it. I was like, and who is that? That's my daughter. Like, what's going on? And when I picked her up, she said she had been feeling bad half the day. And I was like, well, do I say I was aware of that? But I was like, well, I had a feeling you were. And we discussed that, reminding her, think happy, be happy. If there's a problem, focus on how you want to feel, how you want things to be. Don't focus on the negative, So we had that talk. So it's nice that she gets to learn early on, as well as so many other things about how to live a happy, healthy, strong, energetic life. So you might ask, like, how do I keep up with my circumstances and stay youthful? I've always had this kind of Neverland mentality and not get old as everyone else is. It's like they wanted to advance their age by being mentally a certain way, and I refused very early on. And that allows your energy to stay very strong. So if you're young, or even whatever age you are now, just take advantage of that and be mentally at a space that's kind of has that Neverland energy. Just because people don't realize how much they block off by thinking a certain way. They block off their energies. They allow the telomeres to shorten by their way of thinking. So when people ask me, like, how can I stay energetically strong, it has a lot to do with having a very strong mind. You must think a very specific way. And so one reference in the book was caregiving, or someone who has a child and that they're caring for. And that can be a youthening. I guarantee it. That it can be a youthening mode rather than something that ages. So when you're around a child, hey, that's an opportunity to study them and imitate the behavior to stay youthful. Skip, dance, sing, enjoy, be in the moment, have fun. When you get to be around kids and you get to just incorporate that forever, you just ingrain it in yourself. Like, wow, I took things way too seriously before. What the hell was I thinking? I'm so glad I got to have this little sidekick as a reminder. It's nice when you have a very young little friend to hang out with and remind yourself how much fun life is and how to have fun. And one thing I know I stopped doing when I started working on my spiritual path was stop dieting. And it says how dieting shortens your telomeres. Well, of course it does, because you're suffering the whole time. Like when I started fasting, I started feeling amazing, because dieting is just restriction of calories, and you're not really fed from another way. You must be fed spiritually. And fasting allows you to be fed spiritually. It stops your digestive system, so you're not suffering. You're feeling good. You're feeling awesome. Another thing is being in that love space will allow you to be young and be healthy. So giving out love, being in that love joy state is healthy for the body. It's healthy for your DNA. It's alkaline. It keeps your telomeres healthy, and being in that positive, loving environment and relationship with everyone you know the best you can, letting go of those connections that just aren't working, just constantly doing what's good for you and what's going to keep you healthy, happy, and in love with life. It's just such a key. I knew someone, they aged so much before they were even 25. I mean, it was like the early 20s. They lost a lot of their hair and had to have a surgery. I mean, before they were even 25. And this person had all the qualities, the exact opposite of what we're trying to get going here. They were very angry. They were very controlling. You know, there wasn't any flow. They were always stressing and worrying. I don't know, but you could tell they were aging so fast. You're doing everything opposite what you should be. If you want to be healthy and young and have your hair grow back, I tell you, I have all the tips you need. Kept, being in this negative state, which influenced their health in a very negative way. And they literally had to go to a surgeon before they're 25 to look younger in an artificial way. When, I believe we can restore our bodies. We can heal our bodies. I do the energy work to help others heal their bodies. I healed my body literally miraculously. It wasn't until I incorporated certain things like the high energy, a strong, specific way of thinking, and this is what I share with my clients. I give them an energy healing session. I give them messages from spirit, but also my own advice on how to heal what they're trying to heal, like whatever intuitively comes through, because I've had so much experience with it myself. And always being very strong and everything going well to everything going to shit, because when we're in a different situation or around other people, it can throw us so off. You have to relearn how to do all of this naturally until it becomes natural again. We always need reminders. Have reminders all over your house. So everything I've been saying, how to stay youthful, just remind yourself, hey, be happy, hey, be grateful. You have today. Carpe diem. Live for the moment. Live for this day. Enjoy this day. The only other choice is to age if you're not. So do everything you can. Enjoy. Be so excited. If you're skipping around town, hey, you're doing something good. You're probably lengthening those telomeres. If your friends are like, hey, I knew you were about to call me, well, your energy was blasting. This is like a daily occurrence. Whatever works, I do, and I keep doing it. People have all kinds of telepathic connections with me because I've just kept doing it, making it stronger, making it more and more awesome. The energy sessions, making them more awesome, doing what works, and blasting people with energy, and they're shaking on the floor with like, oh my God, and having all these changes happen the next day and literally overnight. They have to be ready and receptive to the energy. And I say this also because when I had watched a couple of the telomere videos online, there was those who may be doing all the health things, but they were missing the energy. They were only talking about the health. It's like, hey, there's a lot more to it. Why don't they study and research more about the energy? Because you're going to see those who have the high energy, the smile, the joy. You feel their heart when you're watching their videos. You just feel it. You feel everything emanating. You feel there's so much more to them than just the one body of the small field. Their field is blasting. And that's where we want to be. And that will, in my opinion, even more so, let you live a very long and healthy life. That's what we want. So keep your energy high. Do all the spiritual activities to keep your energy high. And I'll talk about those in my videos. I do my sessions. I have my website, soulsempower.com. Visit that. If you're curious and want to try out the sessions, I recommend a full session, attunement session. The emails I get afterwards, like, oh my God, that was the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. You have to allow it. You have to be excited and receptive, ready for change, ready for transformation, ready to live to the next level. Just be ready, ready to be happy, ready to not waste another day. Life is so good. Blossom where you are, kick ass at it, love yourself, send love, help people, be a flower in this world, and don't let anything knock you off your happiness. You can live a happy, healthy life. You can heal whatever you have going on. We all have things to work on. We're all moving up that ladder into that awesome life that we want. We always have something It just keeps getting better and better. And if it's getting worse and worse, you can change that all around at any age. I guarantee it. And you can heal anything. You can be in a wheelchair. You can have a disease. Don't take that, I don't want to say don't take the medical route, but you can heal naturally. You're meant to. You can heal energetically. You can heal with your thoughts, your ways of thinking. I did all this. You can do it. I know you can. And I'm not the only one. And there's others out there. You just have to think the right way. Build your spiritual energies. And nothing will touch you. You're protected from then on. Like you have this bubble. People can't touch you. Diseases, stuff, it's just like you're immune to everything. You just got to build up that energy and build up that happiness, that joy, that thankfulness for life. Thanks for watching. Connect with me and love you lots. Ciao.